Greetings, everybody! This is the Starving Martian with the Starving Martian's World of the Weird. We got a great show for you guys today. Some really weird trading cards to show off, and boy, you know, I wish you folks at home could see this right now. Oh, wait a second. This is the internet. You can. Hey, it's right there. So, how you guys doing? As I said, I am the Starving Martian, and today is part 2 of our look at Little Shop of Horrors, the Topps trading card series that came out same time as the movie. If you missed part 1, please go ahead and locate that. There should be a list, a playlist for that, for Little Shop of Horrors. Just click on my name, you'll find it in my playlist section. And yeah, so in video 1, we looked at the first 12 cards or so. And these cards take a little bit of time to fully examine, to fully appreciate, because they not only have a front, but they have a back. As all cards do, really, but the back is more than just plain text. It's a whole nother picture. It's a sticker. It's everything your little heart desires. So last time around, we got to about the point where Audrey 2, the plant, reveals to Seymour Krelborn, his owner slash nursery provider, that he can talk and that he is hungry. He utters those famous words, "Feed me!" And he gets a little more specific here on this next card, where he says a lot of folks deserve to die, like that dentist. And so the dentist, of course, being the boyfriend of Audrey, the woman who Seymour has his heart set on. Unfortunately for this dentist character, he's an abusive jerk and deserves everything that's coming to him. Back of the card gives us Shop at Mushnick's. Yeah, I know. When I watch Little Shop of Horrors, I come away thinking, you know what I wish I had? A picture of Mushnick surrounded in bright pink that I could just slap on my lunchbox or my forehead or my bumper sticker and just show everybody that I got my plants at Mushnick's. That's what I want. And now I finally have it. My life's goal has been accomplished. So our intrepid hero decides that perhaps a little justified murder is in order. And so he goes down to the dentist office. The cards, by the way, completely skip over the Bill Murray scene. You know which one I'm talking about. So, no cameos by Mr. Murray in this card set. I suppose that scene is not strictly needed plot-wise, but it is memorable. And actually, if you're up on your Little Shop of Horrors history, Bill Murray was basically playing the same role played by Jack Nicholson in his first screen appearance in the original Little Shop of Horrors. So there is that. Anyway, so here's our sadistic dentist wanting to yank some wisdom teeth. And back of this card gives us the sadistic dentist wanting to yank some wisdom teeth. You know, this is probably the first time that I've actually had one of these cards that the sticker on the back corresponds with the story card on the front. It's a rarity, so enjoy it while it lasts. So here we have some laughing gas problems. Yeah, he's got this whole setup. He loves giggle gas. And so he has this whole special setup to give him an extra dose. Unfortunately for him, the handle breaks, and he basically ODs on nitrous oxide as Seymour pulls a gun on him. So Seymour technically doesn't kill him. Seymour doesn't commit murder here, but he could have saved him and didn't. And is that the same as murder? You be the judge. Back of the card. Nice sticker. Nice size comparison. There you go. Alright, are you guys ready for my favorite card in the entire set? This one cracks me up. And it'll crack you up too if I put it the right way. Hold on a second. There we go. It might have been the right way. Okay, so here we got Audrey 2. That's a plant. That's his lip there, in case you can't tell. Saying, say, hey, it's a midnight snack. And Here is the severed head of our dentist friend, Oren. Yeah, so this scene did not make the final cut of the movie. If you remember, Seymour does feed the dentist to the plant. He hacks him into pieces, but the only bit you see is a leg sticking out of a garbage can, and everything else is just unidentifiable chunks wrapped in newspaper. But here we have a card of him holding his severed head, and the guy's still got the frozen on giggle gas, laffy taffy kind of look going. It's like the severed head of one of the Joker's victims. And I can only imagine that this was filmed and then just cut because it was maybe a little too much, a tad too gruesome. But it's hilarious. And it doesn't show up in any promotional material. It doesn't show up in any deleted scenes. Until I got my hands on this card set, I didn't know that this was ever filmed. And when you think about it, somebody had to make like a cast of Steve Martin's face with that stupid grin on it and make this severed head a mannequin piece for Rick Moranis to yank out of the bag here. It's quite the thing, and I think the entire card set is worth purchasing for this one card alone. Back of the card gives you Audrey 1 with a little cartoon added detail. Plant getting just a tad too personal. You guys ever hear Batman's reasoning of why he doesn't kill any of his villains? He says, like, if he killed one, he wouldn't be able to stop. He'd, like, slaughter all of them. It's like potato chips, you know? Here we have the exact one card after killing off the dentist and feeding him to a plant. We got Mr. Mushnick about to get munched on. So, yeah, we kind of skip entirely over what would have been the song Suddenly Seymour and go right to the death of Mr. Mushnick now. Mr. Mushnick has found out about the death of the dentist, and he's kind of holding Seymour at gunpoint, but also blackmailing him. Hey, how about you get out of the country, let me take over this extremely profitable plant. And so he doesn't have that much longer to go. Poor guy. And on the back are 3 songstresses who come in and out throughout the entire movie. And they actually, I've read somewhere, these gals rather, are supposed to represent like the Greek choir. If you ever seen the Disney version of Hercules, the muses there, basically they would sing out important story points and be in the background of the entire thing. And so that's what these 3 are doing here. And they're not really on anybody's side. It's a bit ambiguous. Sometimes they'll be warning people about the plant. Sometimes they'll be, urging people on to get eaten by the plant. So they're on their own side. But they definitely add a bit of flavor to the movie and very much enjoy whenever they make an appearance. So nice to have a sticker of them. Now, poor Mr. Mushnick here, his death takes 3 whole cards, plus at least 1 sticker, which we saw last time. So here he is, wondering what it eats anyway. Well, you're about to find out. And here's a nice framed picture of Audrey 2. Portrait in green. Don't you love that smile? And actually, this isn't Audrey 2. This is a clipping of Audrey 2 from an alternate ending. We'll get to that. But you see how it's got a little flag and whatnot. This is marketing. This is how they want to sell the plant. Get it into hands across the nation and then throughout the world. Obviously a bad idea. As our friend Mr. Mushnick finds out in our next card. Slurp, boy. And the horror of it all. Kind of looks like he just has a migraine. Well, with Mr. Mushnick out of the way, Seymour is head honcho of Mushnick's Flowers. And As we all know, Mushnick's Flowers has been getting a lot of attention lately because of the Audrey 2. And so he's got people trying to sign him up, trying to get him to do deals, TV shows, network exclusives. He's going to be rich. He's going to be famous. The entire world is going to be handed to him on a silver platter. And we also have another sticker car. Was it something I said? No, someone you ate. And I love the little frumpy look on Rick Moranis there. Alright, so now we are getting into deleted scene territory. Sorry, Mr. Mushnick, I didn't mean it. The I didn't mean it, by the way, is actually a refrain from the original movie in the 60s. Seymour in that movie didn't mean a lot either, and yet people still got eaten. So this is part of a dream sequence that doesn't make it into the film, either version, and also doesn't make it into the deleted scenes, at least not in the DVD that I watched. And I watched two different versions of the DVD, and neither one of them had this scene. But in the blooper reel on the director's cut, there's actually a couple bloopers that take place during a dream sequence. That's the only footage I could find of the dream sequence is during the blooper reel. So whether this sequence was scrapped, whether it wasn't saved for posterity, I do not know. But this is the only way you're going to see it is through odd sources like these trading cards. So here we have Seymour having a nightmare. And here's a nightmare image for you on the other side. Actually a really good shot. It's got a nice oval kind of bat symbol shape going for it. And that would be a good sticker to put wherever you want. Seymour's dream/nightmare continues. Thinking about Audrey. And they're dancing in the clouds. What could be more heavenly than that? But what if she doesn't really love him for him? What if she only loves him for what the plant can provide? If he gets rid of the plant, if he tries to step out on his own, will he lose the love of his life? Gentlemen, let me tell you something. If the woman you love only loves you because you own a giant man-eating plant, it might be time for a new girlfriend. But don't worry, Audrey's truer than that. She cares more about Seymour for who he is than what kind of plants he grows. So we'll cut her some slack that he's not at the moment. But it's a dream. Things will happen in dreams. And here's another good close-up of our favorite songstresses. Not gonna lie, when I was a teenager, I kind of had a crush on the girl in the middle. So Seymour awakens from his dream. This is too much. What am I becoming? Do I own the plant or does the plant own me? Dialogue that is not in the film, but I guess it's kind of implied. And there's that same migraine look we saw on the card, the sticker card, a couple cards back. Speaking of stickers, here's a nice one of the Maxwell House coffee. And a hungry, hungry little hex spawn. And we're going to cut it off there because next time around we're getting into the endings of the film. And yes, I mean endings plural. As you all know by now, because I mentioned it like 4 times, there was an alternate ending to the film. And which one does the card series go with? Actually, it follows both, and it does so in a really creative, unique way that I think comes across. So hopefully you guys are with me next time around as we wrap up Little Shop of Horrors, the trading card series. Until then, as I always tell you, keep watching the skies.